Hello and welcome to Spielberg for the first practice session of the Austrian Grand Prix. An opportunity here then for the drivers to learn the track and learn the car, and of course work out all the little kinks that show up when the teams put these cars together at the circuit. Anthony Davidson, this is all very familiar to you of course, so why don't you give us an idea as to what the drivers will be getting up to in these sessions?
I'd say the first responsibility for drivers during pre-practice is in gathering data for correlation purposes, which allows the engineers to match real-life data against the simulation. Secondly, the driver then needs to dial themselves into a circuit that they may not have driven around for a full year, which is a fact that's often overlooked. And then you finally focus on the details of car setup and the tyre wear. It's critical to have a good relationship with your engineer here so they can make the right adjustments at the right time to the car that ultimately bring out the performance you're looking for.
Don't push the car just yet. Track is still green. Try and take it easy for the first couple of laps. I know it's tempting to focus entirely on the race, but we should put a bit of time aside to run the qualifying sim program. Try to run it before the end of FP3 if you can.
Quick look at the classification at the end of the session then. Here are your top three: Freeman, Raikkonen and Max Verstappen. That concludes an interesting practice session. Let's hope for more excitement as the weekend unfolds. Thank you for joining us once again for today's qualifying session. Sit back, relax and enjoy what we hope will be a fantastic contest for pole position. Now then, Anthony Davidson, you're not getting any younger, but you have been involved in your fair share of qualifying sessions in an illustrious 30-year career. How do you deal with the pressure when you have that one chance to deliver a perfect lap?
It's not so much about dealing with the pressure, it's more about how you approach the risk and just how much of it are you willing to take. You're constantly balancing the car on the edge of grip from braking, cornering and traction, and over the course of a lap it's easy to get that balance wrong, and that's why achieving the perfect lap is almost impossible. As you say, I've been doing this 30 years now and it never gets any easier.
Checks complete. We're ready. Fantastic. That was the fastest lap. Less than a lap of fuel now. The tank is empty. Our best lap so far is a 1:7.2.
So qualifying is complete and we're all set for an exciting race tomorrow. Your top three are Freeman, Raikkonen and Sebastian Vettel. Goodbye for now then, but we're really just getting started. Make sure to join us again for Lights Out tomorrow.
Good day today. Tell us about it from your perspective. Great qualifying session. Are you feeling safer ahead of the pack? The weather hasn't been ideal in qualifying. What's your take on it? Appreciate your time.
Right, I think we can call that a successful qualifying. We should be in with a good chance in the race.
Good afternoon and welcome to Spielberg, and to a circuit that in one form or another has held every Austrian Grand Prix in the championship, except the very first back in 1964. It was at this race that John Watson lost a bet and his beard when he took Team Penske's only F1 victory in 1976. If anything, the stakes are even higher today, with 25 points available for victory and a crucial advantage in the championship fight. The Spielberg circuit then is situated 700 metres above sea level, with just 10 corners making up one of the shortest laps of the season. One time around here is a distance of 2.6 miles, with the best overtaking chances into turn 1 or the tight uphill turn 3. Anthony Davidson is alongside me as usual for the race today. Let's talk about Friedman. As with all the drivers at this level, they have a lot of ambition, but Formula One's a daunting step up from any other series, so expectations are high right from the start.
That's right, it is a difficult environment to come into. In junior categories, you're competing against drivers with similar levels of experience, but some of these guys in Formula One have been there for over a decade. But I have to say, in this case, it's so far so good.
Well then, after an exciting qualifying session yesterday, let's take a look at how the cars line up. Freeman lines up on pole position, and Kimi Räikkönen completes the front row. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Vettel, Verstappen, Lewis Hamilton and Ricciardo, Magnussen, Alonso, Leclerc and Roman Grosjean, Hülkenberg, Sainz, Pierre Gasly and Hartley, Perez, Van Dorn, Esteban Ocon and Lance Stroll. Sirotkin and Marcus Ericsson rounds off the grid. Now it's almost time to lights out, so let's go down to the track.
You're capable of pushing for the win today. Good luck. We're looking good from the start. Good job. That was the fastest lap of the race so far. Okay, we're monitoring somewhere on the ICE. Be aware that we will start to see a loss of power. Raikkonen is behind you. The gap to the car behind is 8.9 seconds. They're on fresh ultra softs. Their tyres are 3 laps old. The time last lap was a 1 minute 11.8. Okay, our main competitors in this race are Raikkonen and Hamilton. Tyre condition seems a-okay to us on the wall here. Let us know if you feel them going off too much. The brakes and tyres are starting to overheat. You need to ease off in the corners. This is your final lap of the race. Power from the engine is going to be down slightly. It's showing some minor wear. Absolutely awesome. Just amazing. Well done.
And Mercedes have pulled off a great victory here today. So, Ant, how exactly did they set themselves apart from the pack today?
Well, I think the track conditions just really suited their car today. Wind, track temperature, you name it. These cars come alive when the tyres are just at the right temperature. So the more easily you can keep them there, the better your race tends to go. And that's exactly what happened. Their car just looks so comfortable out there.
So as I say that, we can see the drivers coming out now to collect their trophies. It's yet more silverware to take back to their base in Brackley after another excellent Grand Prix. And after this round of the World Championship, here's how things look in the drivers' table. Freeman increases their championship lead. And now I'd like to ask you, Anthony Davidson, who was your driver of the day?
It's got to be Romain Grosjean. He was in another league for me today. Really impressive.
On to the constructors then. Mercedes have extended their lead at the top of the standings. Another team that will be satisfied with this Grand Prix is Sauber, whose good result moves them further up the championship. There'll be plenty more twists and turns to come this season. I hope you can join us at the next race to see just who will come out on top.
Amazing performance out there. You must be really happy. Was there really any competition for you today? You must be happy with the result today. Great! Well, that's everything.
Just wanted to say congrats on the podium. It's thoroughly deserved. We were sweating those last few laps on the pit wall, but you brought it home.